Let's bring in Jan Kniffen from Rogers Kniffen WWE. Good morning to you. What's your take as this 10%? Do you think this is really going to hit, well, earnings guidance at least for the rest of the year?
It's clearly going to affect things. This will really happen about mid-October, which you start seeing it feed into pricing. And my contention is you really won't see much of it feed into pricing because we have a worldwide oversupply of apparel and accessories and shoes. We've seen deflation in that business for the last 10 years consistently. And in the 20 years between 85 and 05, we saw deflation 13 of the years. So there's never been any ability to raise price in that business. The pair of pants you have on is 40% cheaper than it was 10 years ago. When they put these tariffs in, there's going to be this temporary bump in the cost structure. But the consumer's going to say, I have lots of options. And by the way, if I never buy another piece of apparel, I won't go naked because I got plenty of stuff in my closet. I'll spend it on other places. They'll still spend the money. But we're not going to see a big increase to the consumer on pricing on things like apparel and accessories, except for very attractive brands. Yeah, maybe Gucci can raise prices. Maybe LVMH can raise prices. Maybe Hermes can raise prices if they need to. But the mass business is way too competitive, and there's way too much oversupply worldwide to see these prices go through. It's going to get absorbed at the factory, in the supply chain, and at the retailer, not from the customer.
But you're talking about new items. I mean, is there any chance that we see some of this demand go into names like eBay, The Real, companies that sell gently used goods, shall we say?
Well, if they're not dancing in the aisles at The Real, Poshmark, Vestiaire Collective, Rebag, Depop, Tradesy, every one of those, I would be really surprised this morning because, yes, it should be fabulous for their business. They don't have a price increase. They should be able to put through a price increase theoretically.
Quick switch focus to the earnings coming up this week. Walmart, Macy's, which others stand out for you? What are you looking out for?
Well, you know, Macy's needs to report a positive comp of anything. 0.1, 0.2, 0.5 would be great. They need to put in 45 cents and the world will be thrilled. And you get to Walmart, they need to put in 130 billion of sales. I think both of those are going to happen. Then Bob is going to report, so we need to see how that's working out. They should report about 16 billion of sales. That's all that really matters. Then they'll tell us what they think is going to happen on tariffs. We need to hear that. We haven't really heard that from either one of the two so far. We've heard sort of what Courtney has said. Yeah, we're all working through it. I mean, just the other day, Wolverine Worldwide, say that 5 times fast, said we bring 7.5 million pairs in from China every year. By 2021, that'll be 3 to 3.5 million. Everybody's making the changes needed to be competitive in this business.
As long as you've been in retail, I'm sure you have done business in Hong Kong and been there a lot. What do you make of what's happening there?
We opened our office in Hong Kong in '64. I still think it's Macy's biggest foreign buying office. I have been stunned at what I've been seeing because we always thought it was the safest, easiest place to do business in the world. And I never thought I would see huge protests. And I am terrified that the PLA is going to clamp it all down and it's all going to...
And then what happens?
Well, that's a good question. What happens with U.S. business being willing to do business there? That will be the first question. The second question is, what happens to the people? They think they're living in a democracy.
And they're not. And they never were.
And they never were. Right. Well, they never were. Even in '99, they weren't.
Right. No, not in the Brits either.
Jan, thanks so much for joining us. Good to see you.